All right, Rod, let's talk about the Access Group and Access Hospitality.
Sure.
How would you describe it? What's going on?
Well, so Access Hospitality is a relatively new but fast-growing division within the larger umbrella of the Access Group, which is a uh, around 7,000 employee company with 1.2, $1.3 billion in annual revenues. And Access focuses on providing technology to the middle market. And so they've got multiple divisions serving different verticals out in industry for that segment of the market. And hospitality is just one of them. And so hospitality in North America are very uh, strong areas of focus. So definitely uh, something to watch as it keeps developing.
Yeah, they're out of London headquarters, right?
Yeah, UK based, correct.
Yeah,
So North America it's just like with hospitality. Uh, North America is also a brand new effort within Access.
yeah. So let's talk about the culture mashup. I mean, how do you think the cultures align between the leadership at Access Hospitality and the companies that they've already acquired and have been managing and SHR?
Yeah, it's a great question because, of course, as you know, culture is a big deal, especially when it comes to M&A. Um, I think and obviously it's a new relationship, right? But one of the things that has been interesting to observe is that the cultures are very similar in several ways. I would say one of those is the fact that it's a very teamwork oriented culture, light on politics, um, but very intense when it comes to being competitive. And at the individual level, it seems also very similar to SHR, where you don't see a lot of arrogance. In fact, you see more self-deprecation. But while that's the case, it's still very serious when it comes to winning and when it comes to delivering value to our clients. So I I think all those things are very significant when it comes to what comes next, which is a period of integration. So that makes me feel good about the success of that effort.
Yeah, I've actually had that. I've had that experience. Not to go off on a tangent, I've had that experience going
Hmm.
through all the preparation for the marketing communications leading
Yeah,
up, leading up, and it is they're very well organized. They're there's they're all team players. They're all competitive. They're like they want to do the very best job. Uh, it's been good, real good.
but it feels like it's a casual thing. You don't sense that competitiveness for attention is competitive to get results.
Yeah,
Very well oiled machine. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. They are a well-oiled machine. It's very good.
yeah.
So, why do you think this acquisition is good for the industry?
I think it's good for the industry because it advances that vision of less fragmentation among the technology of the pieces of the technology stack that enables hospitality. As you know, Jason, we started on that road about 5, 6 years ago when we made the strategic decision of pursuing a multi-product strategy. And so that's been near and dear to our hearts, is creating that um, suite of products that are interoperable, that are nice to each other, so to speak. And so that to me is the biggest thing, that it continues to advance that. And another theme that is very familiar to us that I think fits well here is that idea of making the hoteliers' lives simpler so that they can focus on hospitality, on delivering hospitality. There's no amount of technology that is going to replace the human touch that's needed for genuine hospitality, but it sure can make it easier. It can enable it.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that when you talk about why unify technology, why uh, uh, remove fragmentation, why invest in better communication and interoperability between applications. The ultimate goal is really to free up hoteliers to be hoteliers and to deliver hospitality and great memories and great experiences.
Yeah. I was going to ask you the benefit to our customers. I think you just answered that. But is there anything that you would add now being backed by a company as big as Access that benefits the customers?
I think you just nailed it, right? It's being part of that long-term stable presence, right? And being under that umbrella that allows us to be much more long-term oriented, uh, continue to innovate and be aggressive on that side of things, but at the same time, um, with a with a with a very long-term view of what you're aiming to achieve. And so I think that that creates an environment where great things can happen because you're not worried about the next exit, so to speak, right?
Yeah. And to wrap up, like what can we expect from Access Hospitality and SHR over the next 12 months? Any idea? Not what's
uh,
going to happen internally.
yeah, yeah,
We all know it.
yeah. I think to reiterate that, in terms of before going into the next 12 months, um, one of the things that is important is that we want to continue to be a flexible and modular um, suite of products that is heavily supported by service. And that's another thing that's very big in terms of culture, how important uh, excellence in service is at Axis. And that's another hallmark of what we have strived to achieve at SHR for so many years, right?
Yeah,
And so,
I think it
yeah,
was Andrew on one of the calls I was on said something that I can't let it go is service-led technology. And he was
mhm,
talking about access, but
yeah,
he was in context, he was also rolling up. I mean, that's who SHR's been forever. So
yeah, yeah. Almost. I mean, some people tell us almost to a fault, right? And so, but I think it's what has gotten us here, and so I think that that's very interesting. So, to your question about what's next in the next 12 months, and you said it's going to be a very busy 12 months, right? Internally, there's there's there is always that period of having to figure things out and getting to new cadences and integrating process and all of that. But I think the exciting thing outside of that is that I'd say it's going to be a busy 12 months because I do think that we're going to see more M&A, which I think it's exciting. And again, continuing to aim to make that vision more and more of a reality.
yeah,
And so I think we can expect that. With regards to our clients, so I think for the most part, it's going to be business as usual when it comes to the speed of our development roadmap, and as we said, service. Um, but it when it comes to how to advance the that vision of less fragmentation, service first, more coverage of more areas within the hospitality tech stack, It's going to be a combination of creating the synergies or materializing the synergies that are there between the applications that are already under the Access umbrella, and then busy because we expect to have new pieces to come in, and then we'll have to go through that process of making that seamless integration, or achieving that seamless integration right after, both with regards to teams and with regards to technology. So yeah, I expect to be very busy.
Yeah. We're going to be
And
busy.
and
Yeah.
so, yeah, and you too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all very exciting.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, Rod, and thank you for joining me.
thank you. Appreciate it.